Karaoke is a platform for young aspiring singers to shine and express their musical abilities. Tune in to CBC TV8 on Mondays at 5:30 p.m. and repeat it on Saturdays at 2 p.m. and enjoy the performances of these talented young singers.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities. Are you a youth group, 4-H club, school, Cub Scout or Brownie Pack, or any organization or club with children ages 4 to 11 years? If yes is the answer, then we at Fun School, we're looking for you. Let's have fun singing, dancing, listening to amazing stories, doing craft, and so much more. I'm such a kid at heart. But to be part of this fun and exciting new season of Fun School, just simply send an email to Alicia Alves Grant at aa.grant@cbc.bb for further details. Fun School is back, and we're looking for you.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb, and together we will travel the world.
Oh, hi. My name is Stacia Whitaker, and I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist and a member of the Heart and Stroke Childhood Obesity Prevention Coalition. My motto is, when in doubt, leave it out, and it goes for when I'm eating, because sometimes things have ingredients that we're not sure of, and I like to keep it simple. And if I'm eating something and I'm not sure the ingredients in that particular thing, then I choose to leave it out. So I keep my snacking simple with fruit, nuts, or just water. It's easy to remember, there's no added ingredients, and it's also very nutritious. So remember, childhood obesity is real, so choose healthier alternatives. And when in doubt, leave it out.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb. From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kia Lewis, General Practitioner and Healthy Lifestyle Advocate. Good nutrition starts at home. So this school year, I want you to consider packing healthy, nutritious snacks and lunches for your children to carry, rather than having them buy them at school. And don't just pack things you think they should have. Have a discussion and come up with things that you both know they will enjoy.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love cruise.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why?
It's summer vacation, and CBC TV8 says laugh a little. Your mid-mornings have now included some family-friendly, side-splitting series like The Partridge Family, Benson, and Designing Women. TV not to be missed this vacation. Weekdays from 10 a.m. on CBC TV8. It's Match Day Live from the 246 with host Damian Best. Your all-access pass to the action happening in the BFA Premier League and beyond. Every last Monday of the month on CBC TV8. Kickoff time, 8:30 p.m. with analysis from our panel and highlights of the top performances. You can weigh in on the discussion via WhatsApp on 228-5562. It's Match Day Live from the 246. Don't you miss it.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
I'm Anne St. John, a consultant pediatrician. When packing healthy lunch boxes, do include a fruit, which includes a banana, apple, orange, or grapes to supply fiber. Aim for a low-calorie package.
Hines, and this is the CBC Morning Report for Wednesday, November 29th. In our top story, on the eve of Barbados' 57th anniversary of independence, Prime Minister Mia Amor-Motley has made it clear this country remains free to make its own decisions. Ms. Motley was speaking during the official unveiling of the monument to the Barbadian family in National Hero Square last evening. She says the notion that her government would do anything to denigrate the family in this country is offensive.
Notion that we are here to impose on our children capacity and obligation, depending on from what perspective you look at it, to determine their identity and their gender, is as preposterous as giving them the right to determine that they can consent to sex as minors, and therefore it must be put to rest where it belongs, in the garbage heaps of this country. The notion that we who led the country on the world on the worst things would now be led by the world on other things is equally as preposterous to us. When our independent said that we were friends of all and satellites of none, he wasn't only talking about relationships with countries, he was talking about the arrogance of the people of this nation, or the confidence, dependent through whose prism you are looking at it, to determine that we can chart our own ways and we can be firm craftsmen of our fate. We do not take tutelage from anyone as to who is and is not the family. We do not take tutelage from anyone as to what matters in terms of our mission. We don't take tutelage from anyone. If that which we have settled, we agree with others, then that is solidarity. But the notion that others shall determine our future by reason simply of relationships outside of the bounds of this geography is preposterous equally, and must equally be put one side.
Now, during her address, Ms. Motley called on Barbadians to do more to keep the bonds of family together. She says if we are to be faithful to our past and committed to building the best possible future, the family must be at the center of the community, our nation, and the engagement with the rest of the world.
I equally ask us to recognize that the cries of some in our community, whether through mental health difficulties as young people, as we have seen in recent times, or whether those who believe that the new family should be the gang, that we say to them that do not lose your roots and do not forget those who love you unconditionally, even if they have not understood how to express it. And the rest of us who can intercede where those relationships are clearly broken and where there is need for healing, then we should do so with dignity and with respect. Because it is not every parental relationship that can lead to contentment or happiness. And more often than not, it is the extended family that makes the difference to whether that journey of a particular child can be smooth or whether it becomes disruptive. We can't talk about productivity if people are carrying chips and quarries on the shoulder.
Well, coming up on the CBC Morning Report, the WHO expresses fear the death toll in Gaza will rise as a result of diseases.
I'm Anne St. John, a consultant pediatrician. When packing healthy lunch boxes, do include a fruit, which includes a banana, apple, orange, or grapes to supply fiber. Aim for low-calorie packaged snacks without the mention of flour or sugar amongst the four ingredients on the back label. 1 in 3 children in Barbados is affected by overweight or obesity. Let us join together as parents and care providers to reduce the further development of this chronic non-communicable disease within our communities.
Kids Karaoke is a platform for young aspiring singers to shine and express their musical abilities. Tune in to CBC TV8 on Mondays at 5:30 p.m.
The World Health Organization fears more people could die from diseases. Than bombings in the Gaza Strip if the health and sanitation systems are not prepared.
Disease considered to be the second threat after the Israeli relentless strikes that destroyed all means of life inside the Gaza Strip, where people inside the Gaza Strip were completely crammed in hospitals, in schools that had been turned later to be shelters for the displaced people who were evacuated forcibly from the houses from the north and from separate areas across the Gaza Strip. Now, clearly, the Israeli occupation forces deliberately targeted different water tanks and even water pipes and the civil infrastructure inside the Gaza Strip. Now, all these kind of destruction contributed to clearly contaminate water sources and even the underground water sources that Palestinians are depending on using it for many purposes. Meanwhile, this considered to be a very rich ground that the Gaza Strip might be a place for widespread diseases that might strike them, including respiratory infections, diarrhea for children, and even with a diversity of problems in terms of the hygiene conditions inside the Gaza Strip. Now, clearly, the people are crammed inside the schools. They are facing very limited access to water, and even they are trying to get the best in order to have clean water sources, depending on the humanitarian aid that are delivering to the territory. Now, hospitals become very overwhelmed with patients and the injured people, which really give a clear sign that the medical system, healthcare system inside the Gaza Strip are working beyond the capacity, and Palestinians now become really suffering from the consequences of wars, and even with the possibility of widespread of infectious disease in terms of the respiratory one, and even the waterborne diseases that could clearly destroy the health of the majority of Palestinians and lead them to be medically sick.
Now, most of the world's attention has been on the war in Gaza. The fighting between Russia and Ukraine has been continuing. Reports are that over 26,000 Ukrainians have gone missing since the start of the war.
Valentina was pregnant when her husband went missing just after the start of the war. Now their daughter Elizaveta has turned 1 and has yet to see her father. But Valentina is convinced he is alive after seeing what appeared to be his photo on Russian social media.
I was sure that my husband was in captivity. When we last spoke, he said he would do everything to return to me and our baby.
Along with other families, she attends regular sessions at an organization trying to find out the fate of missing soldiers.
We're working with thousands of relatives of prisoners of war, and it's sometimes very difficult to find an information about such persons.
As the war grinds on, a lack of information about those prisoners and also missing civilians has led to increasing frustration among families.
I think it's a very difficult situation because for a long time we haven't received any information about their loved ones, and such a suspended state affects them a lot. It frustrates them.
The information vacuum has also allowed online fraudsters in Ukraine and Russia to exploit families desperate for news, offering to sell information on prisoners or even claiming to be able to free them. Valentina says she was approached by someone online saying she could pay to have her husband released.
But I turned to Ukrainian authorities and they said it was impossible. If it was really possible, our prisoners would have been home a long time ago.
In the meantime, she can only endure a painful wait for any news.
It's time now to preview what's coming up on Morning Barbados. We'll be telling you all about Dance Fest today. Plus, we're talking HR with the Human Resource Management Association. We're sharing a video we shared with you a little earlier this week from Cash Prodigy. And we also are going to be telling you all about what is coming up over the weekend. Plus, the best talent or the most original act from the Spirit of the Nation show. We're going to be sharing that with you. And as we look towards Independence Day tomorrow, a few of our favorite Bajan things will be coming up. That's all at 6:30. But next we have more news, sports and weather. So stay with us.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
Are you a youth group, 4-H club, school, Cub Scout, or Brownie Pack? Or any organization or club with children ages 4 to 11 years? If yes is the answer, then we at Fun School, we're looking for you. Let's have fun singing, dancing, listening to amazing stories, doing craft, and so much more. I'm such a kid at heart. But to be part of this fun and exciting new season of Fun School, just simply send an email to Alicia Alves Grant at aa.grant@cbc.bb for further details. Fun School is back, and we're looking for you.
While you go about your business, we go about
The Ministry of Education has decided to close the St. John Primary School today and tomorrow as it tries to find a solution to environmental problems at that institution. The announcement has come from the Deputy Chief Education Officer, Joy Adamson. She has expressed regret over the issue, which has resulted in the disruption of classes since last Friday. Ms. Adamson says efforts are being made to find temporary facilities for classes.
Teachers will be encouraged, however, to utilize digital methods for instruction for these 2 days when there is no school, because although the physical building is closed, instruction is still encouraged. The ministry's first priority is to finalize conversations with a potential new location for the rest of the term. We are therefore actively pursuing an alternative location for Monday, December the 4th, 2023.
Ms. Adamson says while every effort has been made to tackle the environmental issues at the schools since earlier this year, it continues to be plagued with several structural issues as well.
In October and November, our Education Technical Management Unit visited the school as well as an industrial hygienist and environmentalist. As issues are identified, corrective work is done. This weekend only, remedial work took place after a list of urgent concerns was shared by the Barbados Union of Teachers, such as leaking roofs, moisture in walls, and mold. The air quality tests and tests for mold were conducted yesterday, and we are now awaiting results of these tests. Discussions at the ministry on this issue have been ongoing, and since there are still outstanding environmental test results, a final decision on the way forward for this school plant will be made when all data have been evaluated.
There have been no reports on injury or damage after an earthquake that shook the island yesterday. Experts say it hit at a shallow depth of 10 kilometers beneath the epicenter near Bridgetown. CBC's Trevor Thorpe has more.
According to the UWI seismic research, the quake measured about 5.4 magnitude. Reaction has been mixed from people on the street.
I just feel the building shaking, and I thought somebody was shaking the desk. So I feel the way, just stand away and get you okay, that's about it. It ain't really affect me and my body or nothing, so I good to go. Is that another one come in, because is that one back or something, so?
Another startled female described her feelings under the conditions.
I was actually on my phone looking at something, and I normally suffer with vertigo, so I thought I was having a little episode, and I heard everybody say, get out the building, there's a tremor. So it was a bit weird at first.
At Rubis Service Station, manager Jeff Ford blamed climate change, saying we can expect anything these days.
This morning I was sitting there at the pumps, and while being there, I felt a little shaking, so I pump moving, but then I realized that it seems to be a little tremor or so past, and when I look around, I saw the other members of staff making the way towards the little booth. So I asked them, what happened? They said, you don't just feel this thing? I said, yes. But it quickly subsided and we were back on task again.
Representative of the business community, President of the Barbados Chamber of Commerce and Industry, James Clark, says they are guided by the Department of Emergency Management but have plans in place to attend to natural disasters.
The Chamber has a risk management and crisis recovery committee that advises the Chamber on any such matters or such events. The Chamber also advises our members to have business continuity plans in place, especially for natural disasters and so on. And also the Chamber works very closely with the Department of Emergency Management and relies on their guidance so that we can advise our members what to do in these situations.
The Barbados Meteorological Services has issued a statement telling Barbadians there's no tsunami threat from this earthquake to Barbados based on available data. This event has occurred almost on the anniversary of one that shook the island on November 29th, 2007. Trevor Thorpe, CBC News.
In sports, defending champions A-Class Battery Baileys will battle against Hillaby Turner's Hall, while Williams Industries West Terrace Tigers will take on St. Cyprian's in the semi-finals of the 2023 National Sports Council Herman Griffith Primary Schools cricket competition. In yesterday's remaining quarterfinal at Brereton, Baileys beat Blackman and Gollop by 56 runs. Scores: Baileys 161 for 3 with captain Kamani Innes 82, Blackman and Gollop 105 for 6. At Eden Lodge, Hillaby Turner's Hall got the better of St. Stephen's, winning by 47 runs. Scores: Hillaby 170 for 4 and Natari Levine making 50, St. Stephen's 123. Meanwhile, at Blenheim, West Terrace defeated Wesley Hall by 10 runs. CBC's Anmar Goodrich Boyce reports on the Tigers' innings.
West Terrace won the toss and elected to bat first, and Ronnie Watson wasted no time, dispatching this delivery to the ropes for the first boundary of the contest. Watson didn't last much longer as he tried to accelerate the innings, going for a big shot, but is caught at cover by Marquez Toiler off the bowling of Shamario Gemmant. West Terrace 16 for 1. That wicket brought Neymar Ford to the crease, and immediately he got down to business, flicking this one past the man at square leg, down to the boundary for 4 more. Gemmant again to Ford, full toss, and it gets the treatment it deserves. Slapped away to the fence, the fielder would chase, but in vain. Another boundary for West Terrace. The runs were definitely flowing for West Terrace, and opener Trishane Rogers joined the party after a slow start. This one is down the leg side from Gemmant. There's a misfield at square leg, and the ball goes all the way for 4. Ford took full advantage of each leg side delivery, and on this occasion the result was the same. Yet another volley is smashed away. West Terrace finally got the breakthrough thanks to Jaden Rowe. A swing, a miss from Rogers, and the bails are removed. West Terrace 55 for 2. Meanwhile, Ford remained disciplined at the crease while playing a patient innings. Here he is playing through the onside again, and that's 4 runs. The next wicket to fall was that of Jazario Addison Ford, bowled by Ari Scott. Wesley Hall celebrate. West Terrace 90 for 3. Chairman of the Barbados Cricket Association's Youth Selection Committee, Elvis Howard, center of your screen, was on hand to see the island's future cricket stars. And he was definitely impressed by the battle between Ford and Gemmant. And in the end, Gemmant got his man. Ford goes for 1 too many big hits and is bowled for 40. The danger man is gone to leave West Terrace on 104 for 4. Neil Brooms, the new batter, was in and out without scoring as Gemmant struck again. This time he hits the leg stump, 104 for 5. West Terrace weren't finished piling on the runs just yet, and Gemmant is punched away to the boundary. However, they lost Ryan Martindale, bowled by Leon Shukram, 118 for 6. The innings closed with West Terrace 146 for 7 of their allotted 25 overs, leaving West Terrace to chase 147 for victory. Anmar Goodrich Boyce, CBC Sports.
And it was a credible chase, but Wesley Hall in reply were bowled out. for 136. The semis are scheduled for next week. The Barbados Cricket Association and the Barbados Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union Limited have formed a new partnership ahead of today's finals of the 2023 Schools Under-19 cricket competition. During a media conference at Kensington Oval, Chief Marketing and Customer Member Experience Officer at the Barbados Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union Limited, Gail Best-Niles, presented officials at the BCA with a check worth $10,000. She says it's part of the credit union's commitment to the Schools Under-19 cricket tournament and assisting young cricketers in planning their future for financial reasons.
Part of our commitment is to also go the next step and also to strengthen their financial capabilities. So part of our sponsorship today will also be a commitment to do financial planning for the two teams in the finals. That will be coming up shortly. And again, we want to make sure that the future of cricket are well-rounded professionals, and we expect them to not only be the leaders of Barbadian cricket, but definitely to take the West Indies cricket to the next level.
Chief Executive Officer at the BCA, Dr. Roland Toppin, believes the sponsorship will go a long way in helping to develop the next generation of Barbadian cricket stars.
Through the efforts of the marketing departments of both the BCA and the Credit Union Limited, we have secured an important relationship that will no doubt assist in the continued growth of the school's cricket program on the island.
Ahead of tomorrow's highly anticipated final at Yorkshire between Queen's College and Foundation, there's fierce rivalry, and QC's captain Preston Clark says he's confident of victory.
We've been doing a lot of fitness, we've been doing a lot of technical work, a lot of drills. I won't reveal too much of these secrets, but we've also done a bit of analysis as well, my teams.
Is the championship coming to husbands tomorrow?
Of course, the championship is coming to husbands tomorrow. I don't care how many people are in yellow and black for Churchill, but for sure the boys are going to put full effort and leave everything on that field tomorrow. We'll bring it home.
Good stuff. Now, his opposite number, Joshua Dorn, is also optimistic of winning the title.
Me personally, I think it's coming at Churchill. The boys are very confident that we can get the job done. We just got to come out and execute on the day.
The final is set to bowl off at 11 a.m. It's time now to take a look at the weather. The barometric pressure stands at 1012.6 millibars. It's 25.8 degrees Celsius, relative humidity 83%, and the winds are blowing out of the east at 28 kilometers per hour. Present weather fair with slight haze. Sea conditions smooth to moderate in open water with swells ranging from 1 to 1.5 meters and increasing. And here's a look at how the tides roll in today. Be careful as you head out for your early morning sea bath. General conditions for Barbados, sunny with brief isolated light showers. Just what we need, just in time for that Independence Day parade. Into the evening, it's going to be partly cloudy with brief isolated light showers. And that's today's morning report. Our next newscast is Newsday at 12 noon on TV8, followed by The World at 1 via our radio network of stations on 100.7 FM, 98.1 The One, and 94.7 FM. It's time now for Morning Barbados.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
Good morning to you and happy independence. Welcome to another Morning Barbados presentation for today, Wednesday, November 29th, 2023. I'm Tishia Hines. I'll be here with you until 8 o'clock this morning. Certainly hope you're gearing up for the New place for the Independence Day Parade, maybe just for this year, because of the unavailability of many of the other spots we're accustomed to. So we will be at the Usain Bolt Sports Complex tomorrow. And then after the national honors are conferred and the pins are pinned on the secondary and primary school head boys and head girls, we will head up Black Rock Main Road, Lower Black Rock, past Carlton Supermarket for the final salute. And that should definitely be an interesting parade tomorrow. So make sure you tune in to CBC TV 8. And if you're in that general area, you can come out and experience the pomp and ceremony. It promises to be one of the best. 57 years of independence we're celebrating. And of course, we're also celebrating the fact that we are now a republic as well. So we're going to get straight into today's discussion. We're talking HR with Hermab, and we do this every week. Today, we're pleased to welcome Nicholas Roberts, who's president of the Human Resources Management Association of Barbados, and Maya Kelman, attorney at law. We're talking about striking the balance, performance management, and employee rights. Welcome and good morning.
Hey, good morning, Tisha.
Hi, good morning, Tisha and Barbados.
Good to have both of you with us. All right, so we're going to start with talking about the balance, performance management and employee rights. I'm going to let you set the tone for the discussion, Mr. President. What do we do to make sure that we are not infringing on employees' rights when we are instituting assessment, performance management systems?
So good morning again, Tisha, and good morning again, Barbados. So in terms of setting the tone, there needs to be a harmony between management, staff, and the trade union. So I know we usually talk about tripartite discussions within the context of industrial relations when it comes to the private sector, management, and labor movement. And I think there sometimes is a disconnect in terms of what each party wants, and then there seems to be a combative nature with each party wanting one thing and not coming to the table, appreciating what everyone is trying to bring. So in order for there to be harmony, or as much harmony as possible, I think everyone needs to come to the table being fair and honest to each other, and having an understanding of what it is that we're trying to achieve, and the end goal is the harmony of work relations amongst all parties involved.
All right, so let's move over to you, Maya. How then can employers strike a balance between achieving the goals that they want for the organizations and at the same time respecting rights of employees within the framework of the labor laws of Barbados?
Good morning again, Tisha. Good morning, Barbados. I'd like to really answer this question through the 3 C's, and that's commitment through consistency and clarity with documentation, written documentation. And that should be done from the onboarding stage, at least before that, the interviewing stage, the onboarding stage, and certainly throughout the tenure of the employee straight to exit. And when I say that, I mean that employees should be able to know exactly what are the standards that they have to meet with, and it will look different from each industry, of course. And so you wouldn't wait until an annual review to tell an employee, well, you've been doing something wrong. You do this through consistency, and that's with one-on-ones, perhaps in team meetings. That employee needs to know this is certainly fortified within our laws, our Employment Rights Act, and there's a particular disciplinary procedure. So an employee ought to know, as we say in criminal law, the accusations or whatever issues are being leveled against them. They need to have the opportunity to trash this out with the representative and, of course, with the employer. And these things ought to be in written documentation, because I know a lot of times, small business, particularly, these are informal things. It only applies to a bigger organization. This is very important for any organization of any choice, that it ought to be written. So that's important, because, of course, you could appreciate that there are notable litigation tools such as unfair dismissal that an employee can advance at some point. But we know that protracted litigation is very it's unhealthy to an organization for many reasons, particularly brand reputation. So certainly I would say succinctly is that you ought to have this consistency and this commitment to clarity through written documentation.
And adding to that, even with the written documentation, because a lot of businesses, as you mentioned, from onboarding all the way through, they make sure that employees read to their mind and sign, but that doesn't necessarily mean that people fully understand, what they're signing on to, or, some of the things that are done. It's kind of like when we sign into the internet and then they say, in order to go forward, you have to say okay, and everybody clicks okay, but nobody really reads the fine print. So I believe the onus is also equally on the employer to ensure that you have at least a conversation to make sure that your employee understands what they're signing on to as well. Some people just kind of go through the motions. Now, for you, Nicholas, in your experience, what are some of the successful strategies for incorporating employee input into these performance management processes? Because you still want to ensure compliance with industrial relations standards as well.
Mhm. So I think Maya set the tone perfectly in terms of how it is that we want to set the tone. So 360-degree feedback is very important within organizations. And I mentioned earlier in terms of tripartite discussions, a lot of time the breakdown comes when there's not communication within the organization between management and staff in terms of what it is the expectations are from the employer to the employee and vice versa. And then sometimes when this communication breaks down at the end of the performance management cycle, then that is where you see issues arising. Because let's say, for instance, an employee is saying, "I'm working in this organization, and the working conditions are not the most tenable, whether it be for environmental reasons, cultural reasons, whatever the case is." And there cannot seem to be a middle ground, then that is where you see the breakdown comes. So it should not be a case where an employee has an issue, or even an employer has an issue, and these issues are being brought to the forefront at the end of the performance management cycle. It's called a cycle for that purpose. So you should be having continuous check-ins between management and staff to see where persons are at and where the organization is at, to see if needs are being met. And if they're not being met, then having those conversations to see how it is that those needs can be bridged, or those issues can be curtailed. Also, having performance metrics in place, what gets measured gets done. So a lot of times organizations have performance management systems in place, but they don't have KPIs, key performance indicators, and persons are going through the performance year, and they're doing things, but it is not being measured or is not being done. So sometimes you would have a manager come to HR and say, "I want to dismiss XY person, they're not performing." And you say, "Okay, well, show me the proof." There's no proof. Or at the end of the year, the manager goes to their staff and say, "You're not doing what you're supposed to do. Where are the metrics to show, okay, you have not hit X target?" So is it that you're supposed to be, if you're working a sales role or a customer service role, have you met your 10 sales targets for the end of the year? Is it a case that we can look and see that you have a high customer satisfaction rating? Those are the tangible things that can be put in place, just in short order, very succinctly, to measure that that performance management is being done correctly. Because it's one thing to say, "I have a performance management system in place," but are you really utilizing it to the best ability for the development of the staff? Because once again, performance management is not a tool to with employees, it should be a tool to develop employees and to push the organization forward. So I would say 360-degree feedback and having tailored performance metrics in place would be the key to ensuring that performance management is being properly done within organizations.
All right, performance metrics. We could talk about that all morning long, because I think these are things that need to be constantly kind of tinkered with. Tinkered might give it a little bit of, a brush off type feel, but you know exactly what I mean. You have to constantly evaluate the evaluation processes as well
Mhm.
to ensure
Correct.
that you are truly, working with your employees to figure out what is it they're doing, how it should be done, and whether they're meeting those targets, particularly if you are kind of rediscovering what you are doing within your business and instituting new processes, new operations, particularly with all that's happening with the internet and artificial intelligence. I find sometimes employers want to institute more things so you have more equipment to work with. There are different things to do. They're not necessarily training employees, but they still expect that performance. So I'm going to go over to you now, Maya. I want to double back and talk a little bit more about the communication with an underpinning from the legal perspective. What role does that really play in effectively maintaining a positive relationship, not only with employees, but also with the union? Because we know there are some managers who are unable or unwilling to speak to employees, particularly some of them who are unionized, because they feel like, if I say something, all of a sudden it's going to be a challenge. So then you don't have that level of communication occurring either.
Certainly, yes, Tisha. I would say that strategic and consistent communication is pivotal, and even from the lens of the trade unions. I mean, too many persons believe that, or too many leaders and HR professionals are of the view that trade unions are adversary or they're not an ally. And that's incorrect. There's a collective agreement, and of course, these tenets and rudimentals that follow that should apply and be embraced. And so that communication is, it could be likened to like the car industry. You need W40. It's like a lubricant. It's like a glue that glues them together. If you don't have that kind of strategic and consistent communication before major organizational shifts, like for example, mergers, amalgamations, and anything that is huge that will affect obviously the health of your organization and your employees, those things ought to be communicated. And we could appreciate as men and women of the world, we will have some level of conflict, but conflict should be seen as a catalyst, and it should be a way of being able to have these conversations in an amendable way that we can reach some kind of point, some sort of bridging gap with this, and not wait until the last minute and then tell the trade unions and the employees. I think that's really the issue. Consistent, again, the three C's: commitment to clarity and consistency through communication.
Absolutely. I love that. Commitment to clarity and
And that is
consistency through communication. I love that. You were saying something. Continue, Maya.
No, I was saying that is certainly seen through because we have a changing world of work too. I think we have to also appreciate the fact that, the world has changed from the pandemic. So we have to appreciate the other systems, the hybrid systems of work and so on, from the brick and mortar. All these things impact, communication as well, especially from the lens of the trade unions.
Absolutely. Nicholas, give us some examples. I know there are many organizations out there who really, are beacons that we can follow, who successfully navigated challenges in performance management by considering and addressing their employee rights. And what are some of the lessons that we can learn from them?
So always when I think about best practices, I always try to look inwardly in terms of regionally or locally, and then I go outwards. So I would say internationally, Deloitte and General Electric. Deloitte, one of the big four firms. General Electric, one of the businesses that deal with developing cars and that type of stuff. So on both ends, they redesign their performance management systems, and when they redesign their performance management systems, the way that they got their staff buying was that they brought them along for the ride. And I think many times I have spoken on the program in terms of consistent communication. I think Maya reiterated it this morning. You have to be having concise and clear communication with the staff that they understand what is being done. So it shouldn't be a case where I mentioned earlier that you're putting KPIs in place from an organizational standpoint and they're trickling down to the individual goals and people are not understanding how it is that they tie into the wider machine or the wider system. So those two juggernaut organizations are two beacons of examples that did well when it came to performance management systems. And I think at the heart of it, they created a positive feedback culture. And many times within organizations, I think people are afraid of being reprimanded. So if they put up their hand and say, "Oh, this should be done better, this is not being done well," they're afraid that they will have repercussions. And within any performance management system, any performance management cycle, if it is that you can't have honest feedback upward, downward, across, then you're not going to see the benefits of the system. So I'd say Deloitte won through them redesigning their performance management system, and I'd say General Electric, and I'd say creating a positive feedback culture within the organization to ensure that concise and clear communication is being shared, and not just top down, but bottom up and across. So all across the organization, a 360-degree approach that communication should be shared going forward for performance management to be effective.
All right, beautiful. Thank you so much, Maya Kelman, attorney at law, and Nicholas Roberts, president of the Human Resources Management Association of Barbados. Thank you so much for sharing with us. And I want to close out our discussion by saying the first thing we learn in studying communication is in order for communication to occur, the receiver must understand. It's very, very important.
Correct.
And, you know, as long as we take that into consideration, then all should be well. All that's left for me to say is happy independence to you
Same
guys.
to you, and same to Barbados.
All right, thank you so much for sharing with us. It's time for another break. When we come back, maybe we'll be dancing. Who knows? Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Oh, hi. My name is Stacia Whitaker, and I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist and a member of the Heart and Stroke Childhood Obesity Prevention Coalition. My motto is when in doubt, leave it out, and it goes for when I'm eating, because sometimes things have ingredients that we're not sure of, and I like to keep it simple. And if I'm eating something and I'm not sure the ingredients in that particular thing, then I choose to leave it out. So I keep my snacking simple with fruit, nuts, or just water. It's easy to remember, there's no added ingredients, and it's also very nutritious. So remember, childhood obesity is real, so choose healthier alternatives. And when in doubt, leave it out.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Welcome back to Morning Barbados. Good to have you on this pre-Independence Day. I'm really excited. As you can tell, I'm wearing my blue. I think this is more of the color. We used to just think about the colors. Now people say gold and aquamarine and this and that, but as long as you're wearing blue and yellow. And I know today is National Colors Day as well, so all of the school children are out in their beautiful colors too. So it's going to be a sea of blue and yellow and black all day today. Beautiful, as we prepare for our independence. Now, we are going to talk about entrepreneuring by faith. What does that mean? Well, we have Chetwin Rice and Tony Archer. Well, we have someone replacing Tony Archer who is going to be joining us this morning. We have, let's see, two new people replacing them. There will be, Chetwin has replaced Shanika Eulither. I think that's a way to pronounce it. But if I haven't, they're going to correct me. And they're talking about Eastern Vessels Ministry International and exactly what entrepreneuring by faith means. So good morning, happy independence. Welcome to Morning Barbados.
Good morning, thank you.
Good
morning,
morning.
Barbados.
We don't usually do this, but neither of you is Chetwin Rice. I know Chetwin very well. So go ahead and introduce yourselves to our audience for me.
Okay, so I guess I'll start first. So my name is Shanika Eulither. I'm a member of Earth and Vessels Ministries, and I'm here with Sister Tony Archer. She is, the head of the fundraising, and she's also a member of the organization. So just a little bit about our church. before we begin. So we're a faith-based church and we've been established for over 10 years. And our core mission is to make ministers of all, men, women, children, everyone. And our our desire is to impact the community at large. So this event sets the platform for that because we're located in Clapham and the event will be held at Luther Thorns. So this event is basically something that we believe in, and Sister Tony will go into more details.
Good
All right.
morning. Thank you.
Good morning. Tell us more about your thrust, your drive to assist entrepreneurs a little bit more.
So, thank you for having us, Morning Barbados. Once again, happy independence to all. This initiative really was bred out of the desire to have entrepreneurs and small businesses have a platform and a space to promote their products, their services, pushing it by faith. So it's really a movement of entrepreneuring by faith, as our title says. So persons are able to have that space and networking that they will be able to promote their businesses and services within a atmosphere that is faith led and inspired by the Holy Spirit. So it's not only for persons that are faith led, but also the entire public. But we really want to be able to give the community of Christ that space and a healthy atmosphere to promote such their businesses and what's not. Because it's not, we're Christians, but it's not that to say that we cannot, be good business persons, but this is what this event is geared towards, and it also has a youth development component. So in our church, as Miss Eluther said, we are really strong on building our community presence and building out the community around us. So our youth, we are getting our youth involved to co-manage some of the stalls that we'll be having, and we're having a variety of stalls. We will go into that a little bit later, but it's really for overall development for not only the adults, the entrepreneurs, but also for our youth to really immerse in business acumen and some business skills and learning like the ins and outs of entrepreneurship.
All right, so
So
Shanika, talk to us about who you're targeting with this entrepreneurship or entrepreneuring by faith. Will you only be showcasing the products and services of your membership, or because you're based in a community, are you going to be encouraging members of the community to come out and showcase and learn as well?
Yes, definitely, definitely. We're encouraging persons within the community. You don't have to be a member of our church to participate. So you could be going to another church, you could not be going to church, you could be based in the community, whatever your desire is. If you have a business idea and you have a little bit of products and you want to showcase it so that your business could have a greater platform, this will be a great starting point for you, to get foot traffic to see what you have. Is one thing to have it online, is one thing to have it in your home, but then when you can have persons actually view what you have, I think that that's a great opportunity. So we're targeting all entrepreneurs, whether you're a member of our church, whether you're a member of our community, whether you're from, a different part of Barbados, we are targeting you because we want to give you this platform to grow.
All right, Tony, tell me, what do you believe entrepreneurship can do to assist people in the community and in your ministry generally, in terms of the way they think and how they will be able to move forward with their lives and just make things better with themselves?
thank you for your question. So I believe, or we believe at Earthen Vessels, that everyone is a minister. So this opportunity is really to have persons to minister to even themselves, have that platform where entrepreneurship, we use entrepreneurship and small business acumen to push persons to believing that they can build out any product that they have or service that they have. So entrepreneuring by faith is believing that you have what it takes inside of you, because we really do have what it takes inside of us to push and to build on our products and our services. So entrepreneuring is, in my estimation, you don't have to have all of the ideas, you don't have to have everything worked out, but it's taking the push, taking that next step, moving by faith and believing that you have what it takes to get to the next step. And this platform, this networking initiative, Entrepreneuring by Faith, gives you that, because we have a variety of persons that will be coming in. The public is invited to come also, so that you learn from someone else. Even if you don't understand what it takes to get your business or your product from packaging to on the shelves, you could interact and you can network with persons, and that is entrepreneuring. That is moving from step to step to step to get your products or your service to the next level.
All right, Shanika, tell us when it comes off and how we can be a part of it. All of the particulars.
Okay, sure. Thank you. So it's happening this Saturday, and it's going to be from 8 to 5. If you would like to have a spot, it's just $50. It will be You can contact Sister Tony at 833-1995. I'm just going to say that again, 833-1995. To secure your spot, we are going to be at the Luther Primary School, which is located in Wildy St. Michael. So it's a high traffic area, is easily accessible. So if you haven't gotten a spot as yet, we have a few remaining. So please reach out and we will be willing to accommodate you. And we also share this idea. If you think, $50 is too much, you can come together with someone. You put 25, someone else puts 25, and you can come and share that space together and showcase your products.
All right. I want to thank you both for sharing with us this morning, and certainly wish you the very best in this event. I know there are a number of people throughout communities around Barbados who, it only takes an opportunity, literally a space for them to be able to get out and make some money, particularly at this time of year. And I'm happy that you're pairing that with teaching all about the benefits of entrepreneurship as well. So thanks to you, and thanks to Eastern Vessels Ministry International for sharing with us. I know this is also a fundraising effort in order for you to try to secure a sanctuary for the ministry. So I wish you the best on that as well.
We thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
All right, good stuff. So if you're in that area on Saturday, somewhere to stop in if you want to be a part of empowering communities all across Barbados. It's the day before Independence Day, and coming up, we are going to be showcasing some of our favorite things for independence. If you can think about that, that means Bajan things. There are quite a few Bajan things I can think about, but you think about them too. We're also talking about Community Dance Fest and so much more, so stay with me.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb. From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kia Lewis, general practitioner and healthy lifestyle advocate. Good nutrition starts at home. So this school year, I want you to consider
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
6 minutes now after 7, it's time for an update of the news. On the eve of Barbados' 57th anniversary of independence, Prime Minister Mia Amor Motley has made it clear this country remains free to make its own decisions. Ms. Motley was speaking during the official unveiling of the monument to the Barbadian family in National Heroes Square last evening. She says the notion that her government would do anything to denigrate the family in this country is offensive.
Notion that we are here to impose on our children capacity and obligation, depending on from what perspective you look at it, to determine their identity and their gender, is as preposterous as giving them the right to determine that they can consent to sex as minors, and therefore it must be put to rest where it belongs, in the garbage heaps of this country. The notion that we who led the country on the world on the worst things would now be led by the world on other things is equally as preposterous to us. When our father of independence said that we were friends of all and satellites of none, he wasn't only talking about relationships with countries, he was talking about the arrogance of the people of this nation, or the confidence, dependent through whose prism you are looking at it, to determine that we can chart our own ways and we can be firm craftsmen of our fate. We do not take tutelage from anyone as to who is and is not the family. We do not take tutelage from anyone as to what matters in terms of our mission. We don't take tutelage from anyone. If that which we have settled, we agree with others, then that is solidarity. But the notion that others shall determine our future by reason simply of relationships outside of the bounds of this geography is preposterous equally, and must equally be put one side.
Now, during her address, Ms. Motley called on Barbadians to do more to keep the bonds of family together. She says if we are to be faithful to our past and committed to building the best possible future, the family must be the center of our community, our nation, and the engagement with the rest of the world.
I equally ask us to recognize that the cries of some in our community, whether through mental health difficulties as young people, as we have seen in recent times, or whether those who believe that the new family should be the gang, that we say to them that do not lose your roots and do not forget those who love you unconditionally, even if they have not understood how to express it. And the rest of us who can intercede where those relationships are clearly broken and where there is need for healing, then we should do so with dignity and with respect. Because it is not every parental relationship that can lead to contentment or happiness. And more often than not, it is the extended family that makes the difference to whether that journey of that particular child can be smooth or whether it becomes disruptive. We can't talk about productivity if people are carrying chips and quarries on the shoulder.
As it tries to find a solution to environmental problems at the institution. The announcement has come from the Deputy Chief Education Officer, Joy Adamson. She has expressed regret over the issue, which has resulted in the disruption of classes since last Friday. Ms. Adamson says efforts are being made to find temporary facilities for classes.
Teachers will be encouraged, however, to utilize digital methods for instruction for these 2 days when there is no school, because although the physical building is closed, instruction is still encouraged. The ministry's first priority is to finalize conversations with a potential new location for the rest of the term. We are therefore actively pursuing an alternative location for Monday, December the 4th, 2023.
Ms. Adamson says while every effort has been made to tackle the environmental issues at the school since earlier this year, it continues to be plagued with several structural issues.
in October and November, our Education Technical Management Unit visited the school as well as an industrial hygienist and environmentalist. As issues are identified, corrective work is done. This weekend only, remedial work took place after a list of urgent concerns was shared by the Barbados Union of Teachers, such as leaking roofs, moisture in walls, and mold. The air quality tests and tests for mold were conducted yesterday, and we are now awaiting results of these tests. Discussions at the ministry on this issue have been ongoing, and since there are still outstanding environmental test results, a final decision on the way forward for this school plant will be made when all data have been evaluated.
The Barbados Cricket Association and the Barbados Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union Limited have formed a new partnership ahead of today's final of the 2023 Schools Under-19 Cricket Competition. During a media conference at Kensington Oval, Chief Marketing and Customer Member Experience Officer at the Barbados Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union Limited, Gail Best-Niles, presented officials at the BCA with a check worth $10,000. She says it's part of the credit union's commitment to the school's Under-19 cricket tournament and assisting young cricketers in planning their financial future.
Part of our commitment is to also go the next step and also to strengthen their financial capabilities. So part of our sponsorship today will also be a commitment to do financial planning for the two teams in the finals. That will be coming up shortly. And again, we want to make sure that the future of cricket are well-rounded professionals, and we expect them to not only be the leaders of Barbadian cricket, but definitely to take the West Indies cricket to the next level.
Now, Chief Executive Officer at the BCA, Dr. Roland Toppin, believes the sponsorship will go a long way in helping to develop the next generation of Barbadian cricket stars.
Through the efforts of the marketing departments of both the BCA and the Credit Union Limited, we have secured an important relationship that will no doubt assist in the continued growth of the school's cricket program on the island.
Now, ahead of tomorrow's highly anticipated final at Yorkshire between Queen's College and Foundation, there is fierce rivalry, and QC's captain Preston Clark says he's confident of the victory.
We've been doing a lot of fitness, we've been doing a lot of technical work, a lot of drills. I don't want to reveal too much of these secrets, but we've also done a bit of analysis as well, my teams.
Is the championship coming to husbands tomorrow?
Of course, the championship is coming to husbands tomorrow. I don't care how many people are in yellow and black for Churchill, but for sure the boys are going to put full effort and leave everything on that field tomorrow. We'll bring it home.
Now, his opposite number, Joshua Dorn, is also optimistic of winning that title.
Me personally, I think it's coming at Churchill. The boys are very confident that we can get the job done. We just got to come out and execute on the day.
And that's it for the morning update of news. We'll have a further update for you at 12 noon here on TV8, followed by the World at 1 on our radio network of stations. Morning Barbados continues after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love cruise.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. It's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why?
It's summer vacation, and CBC TV8 says laugh a little. Your mid-mornings have now included some family-friendly, side-splitting series like The Partridge Family, Benson, and Designing Women. TV not to be missed this vacation. Weekdays from 10 a.m. on CBC TV8. It's Match Day Live from the 246 with host Damian Best. You're all
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's time for the Morning Barbados Health Tip, brought to you by Glucerna. Bring on the day.
And we definitely want you to take health into consideration. That's why we're sharing every single day. Here is today's tip. Now, anyone at any age can develop diabetes. However, people in the following categories are at a higher risk for developing diabetes. Age 40 and up, with a family history of diabetes, if you're overweight or obese, if you're eating unhealthily, if you're inactive or have a sedentary lifestyle, or if you have gestational diabetes. Get your diabetes risk assessment done at the Diabetes Association today. So that tells you who's at risk for type 2 diabetes. All brought to you with the compliments of Glucerna.
The Morning Barbados Health Tip was brought to you by Glucerna. Bring on the day.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
So Dance Fest is back. We've been telling you there's a big showcase happening this weekend just to whet our appetites and get us ready for what is to come. Absolutely fantastic. This time around is called the Rebirth and DJ Sound Clash, and it's happening this coming Sunday, December 3rd. Did you hear me? It's going to be December 3rd, Sunday. Yeah, getting that into my head at Copacabana Beach Club. And to tell us more about it, we have with us Kelvin Carvalho, who's producer of Dance Fest, The Rebirth, and Megan Michael, a dance mentor this time around. So good morning, welcome.
Hey, good morning. It's really, really great being here. The Rebirth, after coming out of COVID-19, the pandemic and so on, the actual rebirth, bringing back Dance Fest alive, and with the new component with the DJ Sound Clash, and that alone, right, is speaks volumes, and the reason, well, the special envoy, Mr. Trevor Prescott, in the Prime Minister's office, he is responsible for undertaking this massive task of the rebirth of Dance Fest. And the rebirth of Dance Fest, we are going into the communities. We would have had the zone finals, the zones, and bring the groups out. So that's the only competition, the competitive part. Coming out from that, then they go into what we have called the presentation for Sunday. Right, and we have some fantastic talent, out of this world. And
Kelvin, they should have put you in this seat here, man, because you have everything down pat.
Really?
Making sure that we know precisely what's happening. I'm really interested in, because we've heard a lot about what's coming up and so on. And not to set that aside, but I want to hear more about the mentorship program as well. Right. So let's nip on over to you, Megan, for just a little bit. As a dancer yourself, someone who's come through the ranks, and you've been dancing on stages. Now you've kind of moved to online a lot more. You've had a dance studio and things like that. What does it mean to be able to share with new and upcoming dancers in this way, by way of mentorship?
It's actually fantastic because
I've started out with Dance in Africa for a long time, and we've actually been in Dance Fest. And seeing the culture and different groups come together, you know where it's come from, you know the birth of it. And when you can see younger kids coming up and maybe interpret a movement a little bit different, or maybe see Dance Fest as an outlet of support, it feels good to be able to give back. So I absolutely love the opportunity to become a mentor, and also just watch how choreographies evolve over the few weeks that we've been working with them. So some of the choreographies would have come out of different shows, and they would have interpreted the dance a little bit different just for Dance Fest, because you know Dance Fest is all about this big energy and the groups coming together. So just to see how the dancers interpret their movement. And also, Calvin, we are having a little bit different genres this time around. So you're going to see a little bit more jazz, ballet, also the paso and urban dance that you see, African, a lot of African dances, contemporary dances. So as the mentor, I also get to taste a bit of every genre, which I love.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I know for you, Calvin, you've been in dance for many, many years.
Yes.
What's it like for you to be able to lead an initiative like this, having so much experience under your belt, and I mean, still working along with bringing dance to the best place it can be in Barbados? It must be a tremendous feeling to be a part of this initiative at this time.
Yes, yes, indeed. Indeed it is. Coming from humble beginnings, dance would have given me the opportunity and to freely express myself. And Dance Fest, actually, is what has given a lot of youngsters that opportunity. And Dance Fest is more than a festival. It's a celebration of who we are as a people. And the rebirth is creating that space, right, where we call it, it's a safe, brave space for young people, right, to express themselves in ways that they wouldn't normally express themselves, and addressing the issues that they're facing within society today. And what we're doing this time around is in the presentation, right, is bringing together all, as Megan alluded, all the genres, right, and going into the different, we would have gone into different communities and so on. So this Dance Fest is going to be massive.
I can just imagine. And in her presentation yesterday, we talked about how the Prime Minister was talking about this new monument that's really to the Barbadian family. And I feel like through dance, you are bringing together the dance family, those people who are interested in that particular area. So from Zone 1, that's St. Lucie, St. Peter, St. Andrews, St. James. The mentor is Jamal Daw, and it's Haynesville Youth Club, Ace Dance Center, Kendra Leacock, Shaquille Stout, names that we've heard over and over again and are truly building in dance. Zone 2, St. Joseph, St. John, St. Thomas, St. George. The mentor is Olivia Hall, Bajans in Movement, the S. Neverson Dance Company, Chanel Neverson, and Gem in I. Gemini. Pull it together. Gemini Project. And then Zone 3, Christchurch and St. Philip, mentor Mark Burgess and Mari Neffy. One Movement, multifarious dance crew. And of course, they're the 2018 winners. So there's still, the winners from the last official one. Zone 4 for St. Michael, Megan Michael. I guess it's because of the name, yes?
Not really, it just happened to be
Megan Michael from St. Michael, K. Eve, School of Performing Arts, Akil and Faith, Jelani, Pearls Dance Academy. How are you preparing to work with these young people? Because you might have people who are coming from different genres of dance, different backgrounds, have different areas of interest, even different age groups.
Yes.
Will be different. So as mentor, approach to make sure that each group, each person is getting the best of you.
So, well, the choreographies they would have already had from before. So as a mentor, is just to see how I can elevate the choreography a little bit different. If it's a little bit more lifts, a bit more excitement into the dance, just giving personal advice on how to feel on stage and confidence while you get the energy out there. Also, you know, we want them to feel confident. So how you wear, what you dress on stage. So I'm so excited about it. I also just want to shout out to all the mentors because they've been working extremely hard over the past few weeks. Shari Pollard, Olivia Hall, Geraldine Lynch, Jamal Dawes, you said. So they've been doing a fantastic job alongside Mr. Carvalho.
All right, that's wonderful stuff. Now, also part of it, as you mentioned, is the DJ sound clash. And when Shari Pollard was here, she reiterated to us that dance, music is the heartbeat of dance. So it's wonderful that you have some DJs as a part of it. The clash teams, Indian and Chris Gale, are mentoring DJ Zari, who's 11. DJ Ras, his mentee is Check the DJ, CHEQUE, out the British style.
Make sure you get that money.
I'm going to start calling myself Check the T-shirt.
That's so funny.
Okay, I'm kidding. Sheldon Pap and Chasey, mentee DJ Trippy, Nico Vibes and Gunner, mentee MC Zari, and she's 20 years old, a female DJ. Love to see it. Bubbles and Evolution, their mentee is DJ Chatty, and DJ Daddy Biggs and Tanks will be mentoring DJ Sean, who's also 20 years old. It's a fantastic lineup. It's a wonderful way to really pass the baton.
You know what's a little bit different about Dance Fest out of all the other dance shows is that the schools really come out, the younger crowd really comes out to celebrate each other. Not only, you know, you go to the cinema, you go to different events, but Dance Fest is that event where you get the younger crowd really coming to support. So you speak about family, but you really build a good family amongst your school friends when you go to Dance Fest. And because it's at Copacabana, you're gonna have a really intimate setting, comfortable, but you're gonna spend a fantastic evening with your friends.
All right, that's absolutely beautiful. Now, I'm told that at some stage after the showcase, you're encouraging people, Kelvin, to push their chairs back and experience a little dance themselves because of the setting at Copacabana.
Yeah, the setting at Copacabana, the stage is actually on the beach. And you have a section where you have beach chairs, a section where you have the stand-up tables, a section where you can just bring your blankets and your chairs, a section for all that. So it's merely a family event, you know what I mean? And we're creating a very relaxed atmosphere where you can come and and exhibit the young people talent at its best under the stars. And you'll be seeing not only under the stars, but you'll be seeing stars on the stage as well.
Oh, that's beautiful. Before we go, I want you to tell us what crept into your heart, to your soul, that captured you into dance for so long, because it's now who you are. We can no longer say, this is Kevin Carvalho, and this is dance. Dance is you. You are dance. So what is it that struck you about dance, and from how early that you realize, you know, this is me?
Well, dance, I have always been attracted to movement from a very early age, as far as I can remember, as young as when I was 5 years old. But having not the opportunities, right, to go to any formal class or anything like that, and so I would see it and I would stay away. So I would stay away because, you know, they have this phobia that men don't dance. But as you get older, then the breakdancing came in, and that's what got me into dance, doing all the flips, all the manly, strong things that you believe that was dance. But then when you get into the other genres of dance, right, where you have to be strong but gentle, right, and embrace who you are as a male and be confident about who you are. And so dance would dance for males, develop males and take them into the inside out, right? And as Rex Netterford would say, the inward stretch, outward reach, right? So that you are a lot more comfortable with who you are, and you appreciate a wide range, the technicals, the music, all genres of music, right? Theater, because dance is theater, dance is life. Everything is movement. Once you have movement is life itself. And Dance Fest, with the new twist that we have into it, dance is music, music is dance. Hence, the DJ sound clash.
All right, so we got to a full stop there somewhere. Yeah, but I saw how your eyes lit up when you were talking about your passion for dance. Listen, box offices for Safety Supply, Sky Mall, CS Pharmacy on Broad Street, Copacabana Beach Club in Bay Street, Carlton Supermarket in Black Rock, or Emerald City in Six Roads. You have no excuses. And check out this price is easy and simple. Let me tell you, you know this is just a nominal fee because you would not get this level of entertainment for $10 for adults, just $10. Children age 12 and under, just $5. So make sure you come out and be a part of it. Sunday, December 3rd, 6 p.m., Copacabana Beach Club. That's where you need to be. And we are going to give away a ticket maybe a little later in the show, so keep on listening out for that. Megan Michael, mentor, thank you for sharing with us. Kelvin Carvalho, producer.
Thank you.
I can just feel it's going to be an awesome time on Sunday.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be.
The Copacabana is going to be totally transformed. And Dorsey Boyce is doing a fantastic, we have a fantastic team. Michelle Strong, Shari Pollard, Alicia
Payne.
Right? Hurley,
Payne Hurley, yes.
Payne Hurley, right. You know what I mean? So we have a fantastic team pulling this together, you know what I mean? And Special Envoy, Mr. Trevor Prescott, he is in the mix, you know what I mean? He's there with us.
Yeah, I know how Trevor approaches things.
Yes, hands-on, very hands-on.
Good stuff. Thank you guys for coming in and sharing with us. I'm going to encourage you to stick around because coming up, we're going to be sharing some of our favorite things for independence.
Wow.
That includes Dance Fest.
Okay, good.
So who knows, it might include a Dance Fest ticket as well. Hey, stay with us on Morning Barbados on this pre-Independence Day edition. There's so much more coming up. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
I'm Anne St. John, a consultant pediatrician. When packing healthy lunch boxes, do include a fruit, which includes a banana, apple, orange, or grapes to supply fiber. Aim for low-calorie packaged snacks without the mention of flour or sugar amongst the four ingredients on the back label. 1 in 3 children in Barbados is affected by overweight or obesity. Let us join together as parents and care providers to reduce the further development of this chronic non-communicable disease within our communities.
Kids Karaoke is a platform for young aspiring singers to shine and express their musical abilities. Tune in to CBC TV8 on Mondays at 5:30 p.m. and repeat it on Saturdays at 2 p.m. and enjoy the performances of these talented young singers.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Miss Mabel Boy here with the Bajan artifacts. Artifacts is them things that your great grandmother they cherish and the young people they want pelt with, wondering why granny keeping all of that rubbish from back in the day. But now that we thinking about preserving we culture, wanna listen carefully to my lecture and see if wanna recognize any of these things. This chicken board and tub was the washing machine. You had to use your hands. And the cycles was soak down, soap up, rub, balling, then you open your jug, then you rinse out and wring.
A few of our favorite Bajan things, and of course taking in all of the wonderful things that have been happening at NIFCA 2023. Hopefully we'll be able to share much more of that with you here on TV8 as we have in the past. So it's time now for us to tell you about the best Spirit of the Nation Parish Talent. That was Dolene Bowen, winner of the most original act for the Spirit of the Nation Parish Talent Show 2023. And she talked a lot about Bajan artifacts that was performed on the night of. Good morning to you, Dolene. Congratulations.
Good morning. How are you?
All right. So tell me about putting together this piece.
Well, this piece was originally done for my class 1 at Sela Primary because we were reading something about Bajan artifacts and they didn't know what it meant. So it came to my head to do a poem to explain it to them along with pictures or the actual things.
All right.
So it came from that.
Are these things that you actually did, or were you taught about these things from
Well,
your
some I
granny, your
actually
mom?
did, like the grater, I remember that, and the juking board, but some of them I learned from my mother. But most of them I would have seen as a child.
All right. How have you been sharing outside of this? Because this Bajan artifacts, obviously we heard some of the laughs in the background and so on because of your delivery. Do you have much experience in performance?
Not really like on big shows, but I did things at school, at church, for my family, for birthdays, stuff like that.
Now I'm told that you write poetry, drama, short stories, really for personal enjoyment and to share with, like you said, your students and friends and family. So what made you step out and enter the Parish Talent competition?
Well, actually, Fiona, she was one of the sponsors of the St. Lucie thing, and she asked me if I would do a spoken word for her, but I thought it was just like a guest entertainer. But then when I got there, I realized that I was in a competition. So that's how it came about.
Well, that's beautiful stuff. Now I understand that you usually write for special occasions. So am I to believe that you have a special piece or pieces for independence?
Oh yes, I wrote some things for independence, and I wrote one for them returning republic and things like that. So about old time weddings, that kind of stuff.
What type of style do you usually go for? Because that one was really light-hearted and humorous, and I think that's what really engaged the audience at the Spirit of the Nation show, as well as the judges. So does it take a particular shape, or do you embrace all ways of writing, from comedy to serious stuff and everything in between?
Yeah, they're mostly comedy, but sometimes I do serious things like rape or something like that. But most of it is comedy. And the Bajan dialect, I like that very much so.
All right, good stuff. I know that you want to encourage people who are not as confident in gracing the stage to be able to take that leap and move forward and showcase their talents as well.
Oh, yes, because I did not expect to be part of any talent show or anything, but, go for it. I mean, it's a lot of hard work, lots of time you have to spend practicing, but go for it. Whether you're young or old, just go for it, because sometimes you think you write something and you don't want to share it, but then you share it with a friend, somebody you trust, and they like it, so then you go for it. So that's what happened with these.
Good stuff. Congratulations to you, Dolene, and continue writing, but most importantly, you must continue sharing these amazing pieces.
Okay, thank you. All right.
All right. Of course, you can see the entire performance right here on TV8. Tomorrow night for Independence is showing at 9:03 p.m. So make sure you're tuned in for that. We're going to take another break on Morning Barbados and come on back. Stay with us.
Miss Mabel Boy here with the Bajan artifacts. Artifacts is them things that your great grandmother they cherish, and the young people they want pelt with, wondering why Granny keeping all of that rubbish from back in the day. But now that we thinking about preserving we culture, wanna listen carefully to my lecture and see if wanna recognize any of these things. This chicken board and tub was the washing machine. You had to use your hands. And the cycles was soak down, soap up, rub, balling, then you open your jug, then you rinse out and wring. This coal pot was the barbecue grill. Put some firewood under it without all of them frills. The roast corn, the fried fish, and it would dry down your rice. It used to make food taste too nice. It did used to heat the clothes iron too, to press the stiff starch drill, the khaki, and the uniform for school. The tilly and the Coleman now were for those with a little more wealth, but they had to be careful with that gas, for to blow up the self were lost. The Dutch pot was chewed down your meat with enough bonny pepper to bring on that heat. The balancing scale, that will cause enough fight, especially if that hawker hand is slight. Murder in the market, murder. Jill pot, point top, enamel top, used to measure things cool or hot. This greater sieve was top of the line, and if you ain't had one, you could always borrow from Miss Boyne. Sunday was the day this ice shaver would come out. Get your snowball or your shavers, one hand thing was shout. Ice cream was churned in a wooden cask, just like Mount Gay rum. If you must ask. Oh, Lordy. The cursing lamp would look your way. Nobody had an electric bill to pay, but that wasn't the only way to go. You could always douse one of these flambeaux. The basin and ewer would be on your nightstand, and Daddy used to wash up for child, woman, and man. The heating pad was for if anywhere hurt. Some you could put water in and squirt, but where it gonna have be your guess. Call behind or in front. I ain't saying no, nor yes. Not me, Lordy. Your bed was a crocus bag stuffed with grass, and all night long, them chinks biting you. Yesterday's party was called a topsy or a pole. And this is what you would use if you had to go. But mind you, only at night, because during the day you better find a bush, your mother would say. Day or night. If you had to do a number 2, this taxi wasn't the place for you. urinate or where you will go to defecate. But you had to watch out for them crap paws trying to jump up your leg as you go. The cockroach too would be found on that toilet seat waiting for your cast off to eat. So, according to the old adage, one man's gold is another man's garbage. So, treasure your artifacts, I beg of you, whilst you're preserving your culture, because that's what has make you. Bring back
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Kids Karaoke is a platform for young aspiring singers to shine and express their musical abilities. Tune in to CBC TV8 on Mondays at 5:30 p.m. and repeat it on Saturdays at 2 p.m. and enjoy the performances of these talented young singers.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
Are you a youth group, 4-H club, school, Cub Scout or Brownie Pack, or any organization or club with children ages 4 to 11 years? If yes is the answer, then we at Fun School, we're looking for you. Let's have fun singing, dancing, listening to amazing stories, doing craft, and so much more. I'm such a kid at heart. But to be part of this fun and exciting new season of Fun School, just simply send an email to Alicia Alves Grant at aagrant@cbc.bb for further details. Fun School is back, and we're looking for you.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.com.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
So just about 10 minutes now before the 8 o'clock hour, and of course we have to share with you a few of the things that you just cannot do without for independence. So Jamal Burnett is joining me now because we have lots to get through. Good morning to you, Jamal. Good to have you with us.
Hi, morning, Tisha. Morning, Barbados.
All right, so we have a few favorite things that we must have for independence, but with a twist.
Yes.
So let's start here on our left. For TV, it will be on your right. But this is a liqueur that is developed right here in Barbados. You have a real hand in it as well. And you describe it as a liqueur with 35% alcohol, some medicinal qualities, but with aphrodisiac side effects. So talk to me about how you've been able to accomplish this.
It actually all came together when I discovered that there are easier ways to actually get an energy boost than just using regular caffeine. So I have combined a few of Mother Nature's best herbs, just to name a few: sarsaparilla, granny backbone, capadula bark, and burdock root to give you the ultimate energy boost, but still enjoy a nice alcoholic beverage.
So these are all found here in Barbados?
No, they are sourced from South America. They're actually very rare, very, very hard to find.
All right, how have you been able to do that? Because I think this is the interesting part, the fact that you've been able to kind of pull all of this together.
Well, I actually have a small business, Trade Market 246, and I actually specialize in producing herbal extracts. So for my travels over the Caribbean, I've come across quite a few herbs.
All right, and this one has become quite the favorite. I discovered it this weekend as a part of the genealogy marketplace put on by the Archives Department and the BTMI. And it's a very interesting taste, but you said it's a good alternative to maybe liqueurs that don't necessarily give you that boost of energy and other things that you might need.
Yeah, it is a healthier alternative also to your typical energy drink, which is just loaded with caffeine and sugar to give you that also boost, to give you that boost, yeah.
Good stuff. What I also discovered this weekend was sweet bread, right? Sweet bread, and it's not your typical sweet bread. Look at this. This is the sweet bread, people. So it's almost like a shot of sweet bread. We have to get in here so you can see it really good, because they're all Bajan, and this is packaged. I mean, if you want your sweet bread, there are a lot of Bajans who really cannot do without, and it's Bajan sweet bread. They said that it tastes like Bajan sweet bread. So are we gonna taste it?
Sure.
All right, let's see. I suppose you have to shake it up first. Usually you don't have to shake up sweet bread, right? But make sure that we shake up this sweet bread. And you're gonna have to taste it with me, Jamal.
Oh, that's okay.
Here we go. You have a taste of this Bajan sweet bread, as do I. How about, so, you know, new and innovative ways of presenting some true Barbadian classics. That's why I absolutely love them. All right, so here we go.
Cheers.
Big glasses for very little sweet bread. What does it taste like?
Gives me a Bailey's Irish cream kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And the fruit is really nice.
The aftertaste, though, tastes like sweet bread.
Yes.
Bajan sweet bread in a glass. I used to make so many jokes before that I love to eat my calories. I mean, drink my calories. The alcohol already. You see? That's why we did this at the end of the show. So, Bajan sweet bread, I love it. And I love that it's made right here in Barbados. And again, it's a new take on old Bajan classics. And this is what we need to do to continue reinventing ourselves and keep things going, really. All right, next up, this is a Bajan conky cocktail. Did you hear me? Have you ever tried a Bajan conky cocktail?
No, I haven't.
In a bottle?
It's quite intriguing.
All right, so this is a Bajan. Let me shake up the conky. Again, you've never heard that. All right, so of course I can see some fruit in here as well. So that was sweet bread, and this is a conky cocktail with raisins, if you please. So you know it is the real deal. All right, here we go. And again, Jamal is gonna try with me. So let's see. I mean, the color is definitely on. Right, Jamal?
Yes, the
All right, that
consistency
one's
looks lovely.
Okay, here goes.
Cheers again.
All right. It definitely tastes like a conky with some liquor.
Cornmeal and alcohol.
I like it though.
Yes, it is. It's nice.
It's definitely it's a good taste. And I mean, when I heard about a conky cocktail, I was like, really? Again, Barbados in a bottle. I'm loving it. And look at the packaging. It truly looks like Barbados because with the blue and yellow, there you are with the conky cocktail. I love it. I like this. This would come in first position if we were in a race. And then, of course, we brought some traditional conkies as well. So here you have your conkies. And yes, with raisins, people. have to have raisins in there. Look at that. Look at that. Our director in the back, Ruel, he is bare trouble. And he said, but it going 3 raisins that you could pick them out. But, you know, I've had my taste of this conky before, and it truly was exceptional. I have to say thanks to Shane Seeley. His mom made these conkies. That's what we're sharing today. And I know he took some for his new colleagues down at the QEH as well. So these are our traditional favorite things. There's only one thing left for us to taste, which is the aphrodisiac.
You want me to pour for you this time?
Well, you pour this. Pour from the little one. Let's not get carried away here. So we're going to pour from the little one and take in a little bit of the aphrodisiac. Talk to me again about the medicinal properties that you're talking about with this particular one. That's enough. That's enough.
Well,
just a taste.
The granny backbone is great for rheumatoid arthritis. It's also great for cough and colds, and it also boosts your immune system. The cappadula bark, because I know time is limited, so this is the last one, we'll not get into all.
Okay.
It actually boosts your energy because it increases the level of oxygen in your blood. Anything that increases the level of oxygen also raises your energy levels and will stimulate the genitalia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Cheers.
I'll see you guys on Monday. It's a really great taste, you know, and it tastes like a cognac.
Thank you.
Have you been told that?
No, I haven't. That is a first.
Yeah, very interesting. The guys are in the back telling me to finish it. I didn't finish anything else, people. Why are you encouraging me to finish that? But certainly some favorites. We certainly hope that you enjoyed them and you will try them, you know, this Independence time. Certainly, like we said, a great way to reinterpret what we see as true Barbadiana, authentically Barbadian things. So we have the traditional conky, but then we have new enterprising entrepreneurs who've come up with conky cocktails. And then, of course, we love Bajan sweetbread. But here we have, again, enterprising Barbadian entrepreneurs. And these people are all, you know, under a certain age who've come up with cocktails, all right? You know, that have a flavor of sweetbread and are so titled. And then here we have this other young man who is with us this morning, Jamal, who has come up with a liqueur that features, you know, it has medicinal properties, and you know, it's a great taste for you to try. So wonderful thing. And of course, I certainly hope you've had your conkies as well for the season. So there's lots coming up this weekend. We want to make sure that you're heading out. Remember, we told you about Dance Fest. So if you call us up, you might not be able to get through on air, but we have a ticket for you for Dance Fest. If you can call us and tell us each of the things that we featured this morning, the ticket for Dance Fest is absolutely yours. And you must name 2 DJs as well. Also coming up, we have tomorrow, the Independence Day Parade, and that's going to be from just around 7 o'clock or so on TV8. You won't want to miss it. Coming from the Usain Bolt Sports Complex, and then they're going to make their way up after the national honors and the pinning ceremony for the head boys and girls. And of course, there's going to be a cultural presentation for the Landship as well, the Barbados Landship, celebrating 160 years. So there's lots to see tomorrow, lots of pomp and ceremony. But if you can position yourself after you watch the parade and you're in close proximity along the Black Rock Main Road route, you definitely should make sure that you get out there as a great vantage point to see our troops, unarmed persons, various youth groups and community groups and so on show as they make their way up Black Rock Main Road. So we won't have a Morning Barbados show tomorrow, but we'll be back on Friday, December 1st. Either way, make sure you're tuned in to TV8. Hey, on behalf of the entire crew, have a happy Independence. Now, of course, Today we have Q in the Community, the pre-independence edition as well. So make sure you head on out to Q in the Community. We're going to be live on 100.7 FM from just around 11 o'clock this morning. And we're heading up to Content Playing Field in St. Thomas, hosted at Amanda's Bar. Make sure you tune in for that as well. Q in the Community. Q is good for you. All right, so wear your smiles today and all day and all weekend. Put on your national colors, looking good in your blue and yellow, and do something nice to somebody else and make sure that you stay tuned. On behalf of the entire crew, as I said before, happy Independence, Barbados. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.